wind carries with it the threat of an attack. My Wookiee friends have barely learned to harvest food, and yet now I must somehow teach them to create a militia. This will be a great challenge.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Zero30 back with another episode of
These
Star Wars
Gundar
Galactic
attacks will
Battlegrounds,
continue until
and
we stop them.
this is
We must
the
train
first
warriors,
mission where we're
then
going to start
find and
building a
destroy
militia up.
the Gundark nest.
And
First, we
yeah,
need more
Qui-Gon
workers.
Jinn has
Click on your command center.
tasked us to destroy the Gundart nest,
Now click on
because
the
they
Create
will
Worker
keep
button.
attacking us until
While your
we go
worker
on
is
the
being
offensive,
created,
so we do
set
need
your other
to
workers
take
to
a
harvest
stand and
food
take
and
them out.
carbon.
And I only need food and carbon for this mission, so that's what I'll focus on, just food and
Try
carbon. One
creating
go on
another worker
carbon
at
and
your
2 on
command
food.
center.
And I think that was more or less
Create
planned,
one at a
because there are
time.
2 workers
Command
facing a
center
amnesia
houses
bush,
5
and
units.
1
Every
separate from
additional
them,
shelter you build
quite
allows you
close
to
to a
increase your
lone tree,
population by
so
another 5
I just
units.
decided to set 1
You need to
carbon.
assemble some
The
prefabricated
objectives
shelters.
also asked me to, I
Click on
think
a
it was either
worker.
the objectives or intelligence, that asked me
In the
to
lower left
put at
corner,
least 1 go on
click on
food,
the
and since I only
buildings
had 1
button,
guy
then the Build
after I
Prefab
started
Shelter
gathering
button.
food, I just
Then
decided to
click
put
on the
1 guy.
ground where you want the shelter
This is
to
the
be
first
built.
time you'll see a guy actually building something, and you'll see the worker's name actually changes with his task. So when he's not doing anything, when he first appears he'll be called a worker, but when he starts
The
doing
more
something he'll
housing
be
you
called
build,
something different.
the
Like,
larger your
this guy's
population
now
will
called a
grow.
builder, because he built the prefab shelter. He'll never be able to go back to worker. He'll either be a forager, a hunter, depending on what he does, which is pretty neat in itself, but you know. It's a cool little. They do the same thing in Age of Empires. This is very similar to Age of Empires, but there are some noticeable differences that I've already talked about, and I'm going to talk about them a bit more in this level because they will come into play in this level. So I found
With
some
all
nerfs,
this
which are
construction,
basically
you're probably running
cows.
low on resources. It's time to build up your food
This is
stores.
similar to the
I'll
Age of
give you
Empires
about
2 system. You
150
don't
herders.
have to walk into
If you've
cows to get
explored to the
them. You
north,
can just
you'll probably run across
get them
docile
within your line of
creatures
sight,
known as
and they will
gundarks.
automatically
If you
become
haven't, you
yours.
should
If you have
explore in
conflicting
that
line of
direction
sight,
now. Don't
you will
forget,
have to
you
kill
need to
the guy
harvest
who owns
carbon
the
too.
nerfs if you want to get them.
You can
So right
select
now
to
I'm just
move
bringing
them
the nerfs
just
back to
like
base of
workers.
Chewie.
Move a few
I need to
nerfs
organise the
towards your
nerfs a little
command
bit because they
center.
don't go in standard
Now you can
formation.
use your nerfs for food. Click on
So
a
yeah,
worker
now I'm going
and
to get
right-click
a
on the nerf.
worker to kill the nerfs, and this is pretty
Gather
cool.
food from certain
You
wild
can see
animals
that
too, but you'll have
this
to
worker's
chase
going to
them
be called a
down
herder,
first.
because, you know, he herds nerfs. And he herded the nerfs right next to the town centre, and it does that so it can get the nerfs very close to a resource drop-off point. It's pretty cool. And that's something you don't see in any other game in the series apart from Age of Empires
Now you
2.
should
I haven't
create a
played the
troop
first Age
center
of
to
Empires, so I
provide
know
you
very
with
little about
warriors.
that.
Click on a worker.
But yeah, you can see
Now
the
click the military
many
building
similarities to
button,
Age of
then the
Empires
troop
2.
center.
This game does look a little bit better in my opinion than Age of Empires 2. Like, some of it looks better, the effects are a bit better. It's mainly the effects that are better, and that Wookiee looked really cool when he took out that Minnock. He's like, I'm a pretend bounty hunter, and get off my construction site, Chewie, you're a retard. And yeah, we're building a military academy, so we can build a fighting force of Wookiee recruits. They'll look very different from them tiny Wookiee workers. And I think you'll I think you'll find this is where the major difference comes into play of Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds compared to Age of Empires 2. And it also involves the power cores I've talked about earlier.
Now let's build
And
some
Qui-Gon
fighting
will
units.
also talk
Click on
about
your
it.
troop center
Now we're going to build
and
a
click Create
trooper
Trooper
recruit here. And as you'll find, he's going up freaking slowly. And that's kind of annoying. And that's because the military academy only works at 25% power when it doesn't have a power core near it. So if it doesn't have a power core within its blue circle radius, it won't be able to work at full efficiency, and therefore produces units at a slower rate, researches stuff at a slower rate, which means you're kind of forced to build power cores. Now, this is kind of interesting. I don't really mind this at all because I can just build a power core as long as you've got enough carbon. It's not really an issue. It will in PvP. It's definitely going to play a part because it will affect timing attacks because you have to wait for your power cores to build. And right now, my worker's building a animal nursery, and that allows me to put my nerfs in it, and it'll generate food indefinitely over a long period of time. Now, this is really cool. I think you can train nerfs out of it as well, and the Confederacy can train animal units. And right now, this is the power core. You can see its blue circle radius. This is basically how far it can go before it stops powering things. So right now, I can put it here, and it'll power both my animal nursery and my military academy. My command center, as Qui-Gon Jinn said, is self-powered. I was probably talking over him. I put my nurse in my animal nursery so I can generate a certain amount of food per minute. Or something. I think it's per minute. It's not a second. It's probably per minute. Pretty standard. And right now I'm building my power core. It does not build as fast as most other buildings. That's kind of annoying. But it can easily be supplemented if you have 2 workers. Then it's not really an issue anymore. My trooper recruit. Just a heads up. Trooper recruits are notoriously slow. It's really annoying. They speed up hugely when they're troopers. They become pretty agile. They're not like super fast, but they're pretty fast. The trooper recruits are just freaking slow. And as you can see, they're training a lot faster than they were before because, you know, power core. So, yeah, that just kind of proves the whole power core is a useful thing and you must have power core. And later on in the game, you'll see mobile power cores, which are like these little droids which have a small power radius, and you can just place them around to power stuff, which, you know, is kind of a bother to you if they're in an awkward spot or you just can't be bothered to keep building power cores. You can build little droids which have a small power radius, and they can power buildings for you, which is pretty cool. And yeah, I built 5 trooper recruits. It's kind of the expected amount. I usually train a bit more, but, you know, for our sakes, and I just want to get this over with. Yeah, let's not dick around here, so...
Gundarks are on the other side of the river.
Yeah, let's see, you can see that the trooper recruits are freaking slow, and oh, Chewie didn't move in formation here, and so I had to regroup Truth for a second. And I was surprised to see my worker up here because I had forgotten that these guys had moved up to the top to gather food from major fruit bushes. I'm lucky they weren't attacked really. I think later on, if you're slow, gundarks may start attacking you. As you can see, we're just moving up right now. Slowly, but definitely surely. Worker gets in the way. Pathfinding, I think I've already said, is better in this game than Age of Empires Online. Not sure how Age of Empires Online managed to screw up the pathfinding. I mean, how did it do that? Doesn't really make sense, considering this is a very old game. I guess games kind of lose part of their elements of old games over time, even if they're basic. So I mean, Donkey Kong's obviously progressed. I mean, consider the arcade game Donkey Kong, the man could jump like, I don't know, normal man's height, and now he can jump like a freaking mile high. I guess that's kind of what I'm talking about. They change a lot over time, so... And you don't really expect the basic elements to change, though. I mean, pathfinding, if it's decent in this game, it should definitely be decent in the other games. As you can see, I just killed 2 gundarks, found a ford, and now we're going to move on to finish off the gundarks. And I should be able to easily do it with this horse. So yeah, let's do this. Yeah, let's go kill some freaking gundarks. I'm not even sure what they are. I know what, like, rancors are, but I don't really know what gundarks are. What the hell are those? Oh, and what's this? The Trade Federation. Obviously haven't seen them before. Lol. But yeah, they're wiping out the gundarks for us. And look, see, my Wookiees have suddenly upgraded to Trooper without me even, like, doing anything. They upgrade automatically. And yeah, one of my guys is going to die, which is sad. I wanted to really go with a clean streak on this, but I completely decimate the
Excellent
Trade
work.
Federation.
Trade Federation is a
And
dangerous
we're
foe.
coming up to
Certainly
the
haven't
end of
seen the
the
last
episode
of them.
now. So I'll see you later. Thanks for watching.
We have discovered our foes on this distant world. Our lessons are about to take a different path.